What's happening, guys? I'm back. I know I haven't been uploading as much recently. I've been waiting for my new lens to come. It's finally here. So we're back. Obviously, we got UFC London taking place this Saturday. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was not going to bother with doing a prediction because I don't really give a shit about this card. And to be honest, they didn't give a shit about this card either. So, we're gonna get into it. I'm only gonna bother with the main card. But to be completely honest, you know why I'm not going to knock this card? Because they've got a lot of UK talent on the card. They've got quite a lot of fighters that I've followed for a long time on the card. Before we get into it though, I'm actually surprised that they've got Curtis Campbell opening up the main card. I know he's an exciting fighter because I've followed him for a while. But you've got Mario Pinto and Nathaniel Wood on the prelims. But the Nathaniel Wood fight is a potential banger. Obviously, he's taking on Losena Kieta. He was initially meant to make his debut against Patricky. I've forgotten if it's Patricky or Patrick Pitbull. Obviously, Kieta missed weight, so the UFC cut him. And for some reason, they've allowed him to come back now. So he's back. And he's taking on Nathaniel Wood, and that should be a good fight. So that would have been good to have had that on the main card. But you know what? I'll give it to them. They've got a lot of UK talent on here. And it should be a decent card in terms of violence, because that's what we want to see, essentially. But anyways, let's get into the main card. Kicking off the main card, we've got Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. I don't know too much. I don't know anything about Danny Silva. And to be honest, I don't really care. Because Curtis Campbell, if I'm correct, is a Scouser. And I've followed him for a couple of years now. He is a very, very good featherweight. And I think he's 8-0. I think he smokes Danny Silva. He probably gets a knockout. So I'm going Curtis Campbell. We move on to Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Obviously, I keep looking down because I haven't got my iPad with me today. Well, it's upstairs. I can't be able to get it. But anyways, Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. That one's, I don't know, man. I'm going to go Christian Leroy Duncan, because I've seen his last few fights and he's looked good. And I think in one of his recent fights, he got a stoppage. I didn't even get to see that one because I was busy at the time. So I'm going Christian Leroy Duncan by decision. We've then got Iwo Baranienski versus Austin Lane. Iwo Baranienski is 7-0, and I believe he fought Ibo Aslan next. Is Ibo Aslan before? Yes, and that was a crazy fight. They both came to bring violence. And Iwo Baranienski, he showed that he's got the dog in him. So, and from what I saw in that fight, listen, I think he beats Austin Lane, and I'm going to go Iwo Baranienski by knockout. We've then got Michael Venom Page versus Sam Peterson. And to be honest, guys, they took the piss. They did not, why are they giving Michael Venom Page this useless fight? This fight is pointless. The guy is ranked in both welterweight and middleweight, but you couldn't give him a ranked opponent. That I do not understand. And it just shows that the UFC are just throwing everything together. They don't really care about the rankings anymore. They just do things for the sake of doing things. That's the way it comes across as a fan. And when I speak to a lot of other fans, that's what everyone's saying, unfortunately. I'm going to go Michael Venom Page, obviously, because we know what Michael Venom Page brings, we know what he brings to the table. And I do think Michael Venom Page is a very, very hard puzzle to solve. And if you're not the upper echelon of the division or the upper echelon of this MMA game, you ain't beating Michael Venom Page. So I'm going Michael Venom Page by decision. Who knows? You know what? Maybe he gets a finish because he's fighting in the UK. Maybe you want to prove a point. So, I'm going to go Michael Venom Page with a second round finish in front of the UK crowd. And then as the co-main event, we've got Luke Riley taking on Michael Aswell. Luke Riley, I don't know too much about him, but the name has been ringing bells for years now. I need to listen, Luke Riley. I'm sorry. I need to get familiar with your game, because there's been a lot of hype around you for years now, but I've just never actually took the time to look at your fights and see what you're all about. So this Saturday, I'm going to be checking you out. So please enlighten me, Luke Riley. I want to see you get that finish. I'm going to pick you to get a finish. And I'm going to go second round finish for Luke Riley in front of the home crowd again. And then as the main event, we've got Movsar Evloev versus, that name is so, versus Lerone Murphy. Listen, I know this is going to be a difficult matchup for Lerone Murphy, just because stylistically what Movsar brings to the table, and we all know what he brings to the table. He likes to sniff crotch. I mean, that's his game, but it's just there's no layers to their game. It's like that's all he knows, which is fair enough. First things first, if Lerone can't stop the takedowns, or at least get back up from when he gets taken out, because he is going to get taken out, it's inevitable. But if he can't get back up or defend some takedowns, then it's going to be a long night, because we saw what Movsar was able to do against someone like Aljamain Sterling, who the ground is his world. Obviously BJJ and wrestling are different, but I do think Lerone Murphy offers more. And you know, we saw against Aaron Pico, he was able to deal with pressure. He pulled something spectacular out of the bag that most people would not see coming. So, you know, and again, he's fighting not necessarily home crowd because he's from Manny, but again, he's in the UK, so it is his home crowd. And, you know, I just think Lerone Murphy, he's like a Leon Edwards. He has a point to prove, and it does feel like it is his time to finally get the recognition that he deserves, because he's been up there in the rankings for a long time now. He's beat most of the guys in the division. Fair enough, he's not the most exciting fighter. Listen, guys, he's like a Leon Edwards. Very, very good fighter, high IQ, good point fighter. But they both lack a bit of... Listen, they do what they have to do to get the win. It's not necessarily all about knockouts. It's just us as fans, that's what we want to see, because it's exciting. But Lerone Murphy has a high IQ, and I do think Lerone Murphy gets this one done. It's going to be tough to call a stoppage. Like, I want to say a stoppage, but Evloev he's good, man. But then again, Lerone could go to 5 rounds and probably put on a masterclass, and I do think that is what we're going to see. I don't think it's going to be like a Leon and Kamaru, where Lerone's losing the fight and then he pulls something out of the bag like Leon Edwards did. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I have to go with Lerone Murphy by decision. I do think it goes the distance. And funny enough, yeah, because some people like Henry Cejudo, they think that both these guys are stylistic matchups for Alexander Volkanovski. Personally, I only think Lerone Murphy stylistically is a nightmare. Well, not even a nightmare. He could pose some threat towards Alex Volkanovski, because he does have a high IQ and he knows how to fight, keep his distance, manage range, pick his shots. He knows how to do that. So that would be an interesting fight to see. So yeah, listen, UFC London, they did take the piss in terms of the whole card, but it is what it is. We've got to do what we got to do. Obviously, I'm not going to go down there because I don't really enjoy... I've been to watch the UFC at the O2 once before. I feel like the experience at home is much better because you got to hear the commentators and whatnot. But I will be down at the O2 on the Saturday, capturing some content, hopefully meet up with some UFC fans, get some content. If you are going to be down there, drop me a message on Instagram. We can, you know, meet up, link up, get some content together. But But yeah, that's my predictions for UFC London, guys. And like I said at the start of the video, I haven't been posting because I've been waiting for my new lens to come. And it's finally come. So let me know what you guys are saying about the quality, yeah? Has the quality improved? Yeah, let me know in the comments. But anyways, upwards and onwards, you got to keep elevating, you know, buying the new equipment, you know. You got to invest in ourselves. But like and subscribe, guys. And I am back. And I am back for good. Don't worry. I know some of you have been missing me because I've been seeing the comments. I'm funny, Abby. I make you laugh. That is what I'm here to do. I'm here to make all of you laugh. Like and subscribe, guys.